He doesn't have, he's not even building an immortal yet, so TT1 basically just pushing in, and the range on that Colossus, he can actually, oh, 2 Guardian Shields going up. He's focusing down the
Bad
Colossus.
position by Colossus, and it goes
Control.
down.
He loses the Colossus, force fields, blocking
Wow.
reinforcements. So this is really nice play by HuK, retreating back to his base, putting a force field on his entrance, preventing all the forces from coming up, and I really like that focus kill on that Colossus.
Yeah, that was a really great play. He forced TT1 to retreat, and HuK was in a bad situation. Excuse me, sorry about that. But I think HuK just crawled back into this game, and we will see what happens. I think, and HuK looks like HuK's gonna possibly push out here. You just thrown down an Expo to get his economy going again, and
He feels that TT1 is vulnerable right now. He just killed a Colossus, and that's kind of a psychological thing. You know, TT1's probably like, oh man, I lost my Colossus. So HuK is using this to his advantage, and he's pushing out at the same time while making an expansion. Though, so that's always a good time to make an expansion. And he's pretty much pushing, you know, just making his presence felt, just making sure that TT1 knows that he's here and that.
battle going down right here.
Yep. Colossus actually, I think the thermal lance is finished. No, not finished yet, but the range on the Colossus is still very, very long. It is actually range 6, but it feels a bit longer though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Looks like HuK is retreating right here, and a
So TT1 actually taking all his units and now pushing back to HuK, and TT1 does not have an expansion. He's getting really low on minerals, and the battle's going on right now, right in the middle. The thermal lance upgrade is just about to finish, and HuK is in a really bad position here. He does not have immortals. He's in a really bad position. He's forced to push back, and I don't think he's going to be able to defend this expansion very well. TT1 opting to make a pylon just so he can keep reinforcing his army. Oh, nice split by HuK. He's actually attacking from 2 fronts, going in the back, and the stalkers in the back are focusing down the Colossus, but nice control from TT1.
Wow, what a great position of Colossus by TT1. Just sniping this, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll see what happens.
The Colossus are just too strong. HuK has a lot of stalkers, but I don't know. He basically, if he would have had blink, he could have basically blinked into the face of those colossi and just take them down. But he does not have that researched.
Yeah, and TT1 is still not exploded yet.
No,
This is
TT1
looking
is
bad for
basically digging a
TT1.
hole, and he's basically digging his own grave. He needs to either expand real quick or make so many units and overwhelm and take down HuK's expansion. I think this is what he's going to try to do. He's actually harassing back and forth, but HuK, just because of the expansion, he has so many more units. Again, attacking from two fronts from HuK. HuK actually going in the back, taking down 1 Colossus. And I think this is probably going to be lights out for TT1. Even though TT1 had the advantage early on, he just doesn't have the economic advantage, or, you know, he didn't even expand. So HuK, he's really showing his experience here.
Yeah, I think this game is over. Even though HuK was in a little bit of a situation in the very beginning with those Dark Templars, he came back and exploded, and that's kind of the big reason why TT lost, I think. He did not expo, excuse me, and he had time and he had the resources, but he decided to use Colossus, and that's what he put his minerals on. And
if he can take down this expansion, this is going to be really huge, but actually the forces from TT1 retreating really fast, and the Colossus are right here, so he's going to try to focus down the Colossus first. Oh, a lot of Zealots coming in for HuK, and Zealots are really tough to kill. Well, not for Colossus, but for Stalkers. Stalkers have a hard time dealing with Zealots. TT1 going up on his cliff, but his stalkers are really, how do you call them? Colossi are really low on health. So, I don't know, this is a really close game. I think if HuK were to keep up the pressure right now and deny the expansion, he could seal the deal right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. If you actually look at the macro tab of TT1 and HuK, TT1 is actually higher because of the Colossus. Colossus take like what, 6 or 8? Is it 6?
I think it's 6 supply, yeah.
Oh, okay. And he is ahead, but if you look at the
HuK finished blink, and this is exactly what I was talking about. He blinked in, and now he's taking down those 2 Colossus, and this is really nice play. HuK, with those blink, Stalkers was able to take down those 2 weak Colossi, and now he's running away. This is really nice play, but meanwhile, TT1 has his expansion up and running. The income tam right now is pretty much equal for both. Well, it's going to even out. It's a little bit ahead for HuK because he has a little bit more harvesters, but it's going to equal out now. However, HuK has had his expansion for a lot longer, so he basically had more time to mine more minerals, so I still think TT1 is behind here.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Looks like HuK is gonna push out here again, and he's just retreating because I think he's afraid of that Colossus, you know. And he's got another one coming out, and he's got one just popped out. And what do you think HuK's goal right here is? Expand again? It looks like he's trying to do.
I think HuK is probably, yeah, if he's trying to kill these rocks, he's going to try to maintain his economic advantage by getting the high yield, because TT1 has not has it have he has not had, how do you say it? Damn. His expansion hasn't been up for long. Therefore, HuK, I think if he were to get his third base right now, he would really pull ahead a lot more. So, and he's actually getting, I think he has an immortal out, and if he can focus attack the Colossi with his immortals do 50 damage to armored units. So,
And it looks like TT1 pushing out here with this small army of three Colossus, excuse me, and
yeah, both players are kind of dancing back and forth. Let's call this the Protoss dance, where they just go back and forth just to make sure, like, hey, my army's right here, and HuK is going, hey, my army's right here, and they don't want to actually attack each other, but rather maintain the map control. So this is pretty much the Protoss dance. This happens a lot in PvP matchups.
yes, it does. And it looks like HuK might finally push out here, and I think TT1 is playing pretty smart here. He's not being too aggressive. He's trying to protect his expo at all costs, and he's doing a really good job of that, not going too far away from it. Now, for Colossus, that could be really big. That could be the difference in the game here. And he is 114 supply, and HuK has exact same supply. Well, 116 now TT1 has, but this will be very interesting to see what happens here.
HuK splitting his forces again, and
oh, what a blink by HuK!
Focusing down the immortal the Colossi. Is he going to be able to take them down? But TT1. Oh, actually, two immortals in the back taking care of those Colossus. That's two Colossus down, three Colossus down.
Wow.
But TT1 just had, HuK spent all his time trying to take down those Colossus. But meanwhile, he lost most of his army. So now the army difference is huge. TT1 has 2,800 value army, where HuK only has 1,100. But HuK has DTs, and TT1 brought his observer. This is really nice top level play. He brought his observer with him just in case, and he took down those Dark Templars. And HuK GG's out. Yep.
That was a great game. Very good play by TT1, putting that early pressure on HuK.